All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hope of the elect out there, the brothers that pushes truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. All right, so I just want to do a short lesson on how alone the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video Complete Control. All right, and that quote comes from a man named Aaron Russo, who maybe about 8, 9, 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, we did a video with Alex Jones, which I'm pretty sure all the brothers out there have seen that video or that interview. All right, where he told Alex Jones that the higher ups of the banking families, the higher ups of the Edomites, the elites, or who they call the elite banking families. He was down with one of the Rockefellers, and one of the Rockefellers told him that what they're planning on doing is getting away with this banking system that we're under right now, which is paper money, debit cards, credit cards, and introduce a new payment system, which is going to be a digital, complete another digital pay system, which will require you to take a microchip inside of your hands or in your head to buy and sell things, which that links straight up with Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 17. All right, and Lord Woods brothers can see on the screen, I have this article from the Zero Hedge. All right, showing that that day, pretty much more proof that that day is coming. All right, it said banks developing technology, which they don't say that we're going to embed microchips inside people's hands, and that's how you're going to be able to buy and sell things. We can track what you buy and sell. All right, because with paper money, you can buy, debit cards, whatever you can buy freely, whatever you want to buy, whatever you want to buy, whatever you can do it. But when the charagma comes, all right, if you want to buy something, um, like Aaron Russo said, they're going to have complete control over that. So if they don't want you to buy a gun, you're not going to buy a gun. If they don't want you to buy a loaf of bread today, you can't buy a loaf of bread today. If they don't want you to get gas today, or recharge your car or whatever, buy a car battery, all right, you won't be able to do that, because they'll have complete control with the by way of the charagma, all right. But it says banks developing technology. We know what that technology ultimately is going to be to track gun purchases under a guise of flagging potential mass shooters. Right, so they're asking the banks to find out a way to track people, people that want to buy assault rifles and things like that. All right, if they had the potential to be a mass shooter or whatever, to stop the purchase. And again, like Aaron Russo told Alex Jones, they want complete control. So if they think you're a mass shooter, or even if you just want to buy a gun or a rifle to go hunting or whatever, they're going to be able to stop it, because by way of the charagma. Just like I mentioned, any other purchase, if they don't want you to buy and sell anything, like it tells you in Revelation, you won't be able to buy and sell nothing unless you have the charagma, and unless you're pretty much in good standings um, with the banks or whatever. All right. So read a little bit of it. It says banks have been working on technology to identify potential mass shooters. And again, we all know at the end of the day what it's going to be. Again, like Aaron Russo said, complete control. All right, and the charagma will be complete control. Again, if they don't want you to buy something, you won't be able to buy it. All right, because if paper money and things are still like they're high, they can't stop you from buying anything. All right, that's why they're going to do away with it. It's going to fulfill prophecy by tracking gun-related purchases and filing suspicious activity reports with Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. That's something to look up. I never heard that term before. Crime Enforcement Network. Financial Crime Enforcement Network. That's something definitely to look up. Lord will, when I get done doing this video. Um, where's the other part? Okay, here it is. So I don't want to read the whole thing. And again, they're not saying that, yeah, we got a microchip ready to go so we can stop people who we think are a danger to the environment. I mean, it's like people that we think are a danger, all right, to humanity by, by mass, by going to shoot. No, they're not going to admit that, but we know through prophecy that, what the next financial system is going to be, all right, which is going to be the Charagma, Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. All right, let me read this part right here. It says, what I'm hearing from the banks is that they have been honoring the process, like they've been honoring the process in this system, filing suspicious activity. Hold on. Let me read this part. It says banks have come under pressure from congressional Republicans over what they plan to do with the tracking codes and policy, expressing concerns that lenders would use the data to create unofficial lists of gun owners in the U.S. What I'm hearing from other banks is that they have been honoring this process and this system feeling suspicious activity reports across a myriad of industries to stop a myriad of crimes, or at least alert authorities of them, said banks. Right, so when they introduce the Karama and somebody goes to buy a gun or whatever, if guns are even still allowed to buy guns or whatever, assault rifles and anything like that, But this shows that this is all about complete control. All right, they may ban weapons altogether when the Karama comes. We don't know, but if they're still allowed to purchase a handgun or something like that, all right, if they think you're unfit, for anything, you've ate too much, your carbon footprint, whatever, Esau calls it, your intake of how much you're eating carbs, they can stop you from buying it. And again, that fulfills prophecy. Suspicious activities reported across, it's like I read that already, or at least alert authorities of them, said Brown. And I have early confidence that the banks are going to do the same thing here. Right, so again, it just shows that they're getting ready to push something out there to track all your purchases. And if they feel like you shouldn't have that or you shouldn't be able to buy that this week, all right, then you won't be able to. And the only system that makes sense is like the prophecies speak about, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 and 17, the Charagma, which is the microchip technology. All right, it all makes sense. All right, then you got so like let me pull this up real quick. All right, Slocky brothers. I'm pretty sure all the brothers out there have seen this, but it says banking giants in New York Fed starts 12-week digital dollar plot. All right, so it's here. It says global banking giants are starting a 12-week digital dollar plot with the Federal Reserve banks of the New York. All right, so I mean it's here. Now they're trying to put systems in place to track what you buy, which again which is like Aaron Russo said, complete control of your life. And now the Fed, these New York banks have come out and admit that yeah, we're going into a digital dollar. We're looking into a digital dollar. We got a plot for a digital dollar. All right, and just to remind how many countries have digital dollars. It says Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Hold on. I thought it said. Let's hit this one. Can digital currency replace physical currency? However, it should be noted that the concept of intentional digital currency is only to complete the existing form of financial transitions and not replace them. It was proven, which is a lie. It was proven users with additional options for making payments while the existing payment is still on place. Still is still on place, which the current system is going to be done away with. Is America going to a digital dollar? The U.S. CBDC will back and controlled by the Federal Reserve. The central banks will issue digital currency, and it will be accessible through digital wallets for. So yeah, they're full force going to do this. What happens if the U.S. dollar goes digital? In an executive order, the administration said that a digital dollar has potential to support effective and lower cost transactions, particularly for cross-border payments, and would foster greater access to the financial system. So in other words, money's about to be done away with, and they're about to replace it with the Karagma, ultimately. And of course, anytime you speak about the Karagma, it's like it. Anytime you speak about the Karagma, I'll bring it up. It's Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 17. Because it's here, man. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 17. And this should come to and Salakia. And he calls for all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, which we know. You look at that word mark, it's Karagma, all right, to cut and engrave. They can cut or engrave in the flesh. They're going to cut open your flesh with a needle. They're going to inject the microchip inside you, all right. Oh yeah, and Elon Musk said that, matter of fact, I'm going to show that too at the end of the video. He said that the brain chips are ready to go for humans, all right. Um, Free and bond to receive a mark in the right hand and the forehead, verse 17, that no man might buy or sell, say he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, said that no man might buy or sell. So if you don't have the Karagma, you won't be able to buy and sell anything, because physical cash will be done away with. All right, and if they don't see fit that you're fit to own weapons and things like that, or buy a battery or a car battery, or you shouldn't eat this today, all right, you won't be able to do it. Like Aaron Russo said, complete control over your life. All right, which that's what it is. All right, but the elect are going to stand strong through it. All right, and give Esau the middle finger, man, and the elect is going to survive it. All right. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to you, brothers, wishing this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom.